get it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Draft Yoda, where we're data-driven and prospect-focused. As always, I am Draft Yoda himself, Bill Rickner. I'm your favorite draft nerd's favorite draft nerd. And today we're talking about one of the most accomplished offensive linemen in college football, Indiana offensive tackle Carter Smith. I've got Carter Smith himself carrying a 9.20 grade on my 10-point scale, making him my number 17 overall prospect, my number 3 offensive tackle behind Trevor Busey and Jordan Seaton. And honestly, Carter Smith may be the safest offensive lineman evaluation in this draft. While other offensive tackles are winning with traits, projection, and upside, Carter Smith is winning with production. He's winning with consistency, and he's winning with one of the cleanest pass protection resumes you're going to find anywhere in college football. This is a player who held an anchor position in a national championship offensive line, who won Big Ten Offensive Lineman of the Year, and allowed 0 sacks through Indiana's conference championship run. That's not hype. That is performance. Carter Smith, his story is nothing but just one of those that grabs me. You know, he was a highly regarded 4-star recruit from Ohio. He was first team All-Ohio. He was a legitimate prospect for Power 4 schools. He had a ton of them. But unlike many offensive linemen, he didn't immediately jump into a starting role. He redshirted. He developed. He learned the system. And when his opportunity came, he took the job and never gave it back. As a redshirt freshman, he seized the starting left tackle position. And over the next 3 seasons, he has become one of the most reliable offensive linemen in college football. 36 consecutive starts, more than 2,500 snaps, 4 sacks allowed as a starter. That is consistency that you can take to the bank. First thing that jumps off the tape is his pass pro. In my opinion, Carter Smith is the best. He has the best tape for pass protection in the entire offensive line class. Not just among tackles, among everybody. His tape is amazing. His footwork is efficient. His hands are disciplined. He has an amazing balance. I know I keep saying amazing, but his balance is simply outstanding. And he consistently wins on the first phase of the rep. He forces defenders to work around him instead of him working through defenders. Or instead of defenders working through him, he forces them to work around. And that's exactly what you want from a left tackle. We talked about his consistency, but I've got to say it again. When you're evaluating an offensive lineman, consistency matters. One dominant game is nice. One dominant season is better. But multiple years of high-level football is going to make an NFL scout very happy. And Carter Smith's been doing it for years. You rarely see him make the same mistake twice. You don't see him panic. You rarely see him lose cleanly. It's always a dirty loss when he loses. That level of consistency is incredibly rare and extremely valuable. Along with that consistency, he has an ability to be a modern offensive tackle to climb to the linebackers, to pull in space, to lead screens, to reach defenders, that it's what's needed for the modern game. And he's a much better athlete than I think people give him credit for. I do want to talk about something that often gets overlooked. Indiana didn't just have a good season; they won a national championship. We all know that, and they did it behind one of the best offensive lines in college football. They opened the season with 4 consecutive 300-yard rushing games. They set the program record for touchdowns. They set the program record for points. Carter Smith wasn't just in the middle of it, he was leading it. And that's important because offensive line play is often invisible when it goes wrong. And at Indiana, it very rarely went wrong last year. And Carter Smith deserves a lot of credit for that. Now, we're going to have the obvious question. Can he challenge for offensive tackle 1? The issue is, while yes, he has accomplished a ton, what is his ceiling? Gooseby has the complete package and has a higher ceiling. Jordan Seaton has the highest developmental upside of any tackle in this class. And both of those players bring the physicality traits that are difficult to find. Those are what sets them apart. What Carter Smith should be selling people on is his consistency. He's a player that NFL coaches are going to be able to trust immediately. Offensive line coaches are going to love him. He's a player who consistently wins his assignment. The gap between the top 3 tackles isn't as large as I think it is, as I think some will tell you. The difference is Gooseby wins with complete dominance. Seaton wins with elite athletic upside. Smith wins with flawless execution. And that's what you have to decide on right now. Well, obviously not right now. You've got time before the draft, so you get to see a season. But that's what I had to decide on building this, is how does that rank? Nobody's perfect. I've said it in every single one. I'll say it for every single one that we do. Nobody's perfect. My concern with Carter Smith is raw power. Roughly between 305 and 320. Average length. There are times where bigger power rushers got to his chest. And he lost a little bit of ground. Now, obviously, I told you he didn't give up sacks, so it's not a major issue. But it's something that NFL teams will watch and evaluate very closely. Second concern is the national championship game against Miami. Smith allowed 2 sacks. 2 of his 4 sacks came in one game against Miami. It's the worst tape of the season. You know, every prospect has a bad game. I know that. But that was your highest level. That was your brightest lights. Those were NFL level players you were going against. So the question is going to be there. And you have to have 2026 to answer the question. Did you get exposed? Or was that just a bad game? Final concern is projection. You know, he spent his entire career in one system, one offensive philosophy, one offensive line coach. And question will become, can you translate? Can he develop into a different system? Personally, I think the technique is real. But it's still going to be part of the discussion. Where I think Carter Smith separates himself. There are flashier prospects, there are bigger prospects, there are even more athletic prospects. But nobody is safer. You know what you're getting. You're getting a starting left tackle who is a high-level pass protector, who's a disciplined technician, who's a player who understands his position. Yes, sometimes scouts fall in love on outside. Hey, I'm one of them. I do it too. Carter Smith reminds us production matters too. He is an elite technician, outstanding balance. He wins with positioning and leverage more than overwhelming size on people. He is an ultra reliable pass protector with a high IQ of football. And that's what makes him a 9.2 out of 10. He's my number 17 overall player, number 3 offensive tackle, and truly one of the safest evaluations in this entire class. I think he's a legitimate first round talent. I think he projects as a year 1 starter at left tackle. And I think his combination of production, technique, and consistency makes him one of the most valuable offensive linemen in football. The ceiling may not be quite as flashy as Gooseby. His upside may not be quite as exciting as Seaton. But when you're looking for a dependable option and you want to win football games, Carter Smith belongs near the very top of the board in that conversation. But that's my board, you know. Do you think Carter Smith is underrated? Do you think he's overrated? Do you think he should have been ahead of Seaton for offensive tackle too? They are very close on my board. Where would you rank him among the offensive tackles in college football? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoy these player evaluations, we build them around film and analytics. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, because we're going to keep putting in the work. You're going to see a ton more of these coming out. We hope to hit as many players as we can before college football starts, just to give you a wide assortment of, what you're looking for. As always, I'm Draft Yoda, Bill Workman. I'm your favorite draft nerd's favorite draft nerd, and we'll see you in the next